regime, and a very good evening to you at the start of a night that could be talked about for years. Arsenal with a chance to reach the Champions League final. Those clad in red and white with a chance to earn themselves a shot at Emirates immortality. You never forget your first time. But PSG are also chasing that elusive maiden success, with domestic superiority invariably a given. It's Europe that's the be-all and end-all. Their move away from the Galacticos formula in favour of a more youthful, long-term approach has already reaped dividends. But stellar performances are interspersed with the odd splash of vulnerability. Liverpool, Villa and Arsenal themselves have all beaten the Parisians this season. It's a tall order, but not impossible. PSG lineup: Donnarumma in goal, Hakimi, Marquinhos, Pacho and Nuno Mendes, João Neves, Vitinha and Fabian Ruiz, Kvaratskhelia, Doué and Barcola. Raya in goal for Arsenal, Timber, Saliba, Kivior, Lewis Skelly, Ødegaard, Partey and Rice, Saka, Marino and Martinelli. Subs for Arsenal: Tierney, White, Calafiori, Zinchenko, Jorginho, Henry, Francis and Sterling, Guarneri, Trossard, Butler, Oyadeji and the keepers and Neto and Setford. And for PSG, Ramos, Dembele, Lee, Hernandez, Ayulu, Zaire, Emery, Beraldo, Tapman and Bai, with keepers Safanov and Tennis. And the referee tonight in a blue shirt is Felix Speyer from Germany. Well, they've got odds to defy. Arsenal, they've got a very difficult atmosphere to try and negate. They've got hugely impressive performances and opposition to overcome. But they've got a chance. They've got more than a puncher's chance, Darren Bennett. What's the one key battle tonight? If Arsenal are going to be victorious, that's got to go their way.
Well, I think it's got to be that midfield. I think it has to be. I think so much in that first leg was Dembele dropping in. I know he's on the bench, and him dropping into midfield, making that extra body. He almost had the freedom in the middle of the pitch to work with in that first leg. I think the fact that Thomas Partey's there, I think he is the most important player for Arsenal. He's got to keep his discipline, he's got to keep his shape, he's got to give the back four that protection, but of course get on the ball and try and break the lines of his pass and try and find Martin Ødegaard in those little pockets.
So the Arsenal players in their familiar red and white in a huddle just on the edge of the penalty area away to our right hand side. The Gunners supporters who have quite clearly sold out their allocation. It's not a huge allocation by any stretch of the imagination. There in the top right hand corner of the big bowl of the Parc des Princes, we look at it from our position that is midway inside the half. But Arsenal are defending. Plenty of pyro, firecrackers going off to our left hand side as well. The smell of sulphur stings the nostrils and burns the eyes. It really is quite an impressive and intimidating pre-match atmosphere that the PSG supporters have been able to dig up. Well, 16 years they're waiting for this moment. Arsenal now with a chance to make it back to a Champions League final where there's unfinished business to complete. But to earn that shot, they need to do something they've never done before: win a European knockout tie, having lost the first leg at home. So after their Bernabeu brilliance, can they now summon up a night of Parisian perfection in the Parc des Princes? They're in possession, high arcing ball through the midfield. Rice going up for it, just losing out to João Neves. Arsenal are able to turn it over, and Ødegaard releases Bukayo Saka over on the Gunners' right hand side, faced up by Nuno Mendes. Almost tricked his way past them inside the penalty area, and Mendes did well to recover. He was able to get it away. His second clearance hit Saka. His third played through the midfield, falls for Thomas Partey, and Arsenal winning maybe the second ball at the moment. There's Partey again going in there very strongly, high up and under from him, which bounces just on the edge of the PSG penalty area on the feet of Marquinhos. Played for by him down this near touchline, and a fantastic covering challenge from Martinelli. Gets the ball back from Doué, who's then collided with him, and it's an Arsenal free kick in their left back position. We're a couple of minutes in. You would talk sport, and and here's the former England international, lifelong Arsenal fan, Darren Beck.
Yeah, it's been a really good start from Arsenal. Both teams in that 4-3-3. I think it's going to be imperative. I think it's going to be a wide players game as well. We saw Martinelli tracking back there to help out Lewis Skelly. We saw on the other side when Saka got the ball in space, Kvaratskhelia got back to help him to create that 2v1. I think we're going to see a lot of that, but I like the intensity from Arsenal, getting in PSG's faces, trying to win the ball high up, and we've already seen it in the first couple of minutes, Jim. Thomas Partey stepping on, so I think it's Fabian Ruiz winning that tackle, getting his foot in as well. He's going to be vital this evening for Arsenal.
Now this game brought to you in partnership with TNT Sports, the home of European football. And Arsenal are in possession on halfway. Ball laid back for Saliba. Lovely full 360 from him to get the better of Fabian Ruiz. And he can drive forward through the midfield before laying the ball to his right. Played for by the returning Timber. And towards Saka. Saka tracked back by Kvaratskhelia. That battle between the two number 7s could be absolutely critical tonight. Timber then fires the ball in. And the header goes narrowly wide. Declan Rice pushing forward. Great third man run towards the edge of the 6-yard box, and he just got a little bit big on him too quickly, and under pressure from Marquinhos he couldn't hit the target.
Great opportunity there, but great play from Timber, stepping on, winning the ball high back up as well, and then getting a really good crossing. And what I like from Declan Rice there, he gets into the box. We didn't see that enough in that first leg. I think it's because he's now playing that number 8, but he gets up really early and just leans on Marquinhos, but he just can't direct the header. But again, the first couple of minutes Arsenal started really well, winning the ball up, getting in PSG's faces, and that's the first opportunity of the game.
Rice making his 50th appearance of the season tonight. He made his 100th in Arsenal colours at the weekend. He scored in that game against Bournemouth, of course. He's got 3 in his last 4 Champions League matches coming into this. Arsenal got a throw down by the corner flag. Martinelli wants to take it quickly, but is just being told by Thomas Partey to leave it. So that's a cue then for Kivior to come forward. And Rice is in the penalty area as well, just taking up station on the edge of the 6-yard box. Martinelli coming forward to the penalty spot. Saka that little bit deeper. Partey get good long distance on this, he can, and coming onto it's a fine save from Donnarumma. 6 yards out. It was a right-footed effort. I think it was Martinelli just got a touch on it, and diving to his left-hand side, it was Donnarumma got a strong left hand on that and was just able to tip it away. That's 2 really good chances that Arsenal have had inside the opening 4 minutes.
Yes, a great save from Donnarumma. I mean, it's really well played. Martinelli manages to get himself in between the bodies and just get a good contact on it. Not the cleanest, but it goes into the ground, and Donnarumma makes a really good reactive save. But again, the Arsenal have started off this game really well, and as good as PSG are, that's probably one of their biggest weaknesses, Jim, is crosses into the box, making them defend crosses. Donnarumma's massive, 6 foot plus, doesn't like coming for crosses, but that's a great opportunity there for Arsenal.
Well, it was at this stage of the first leg that PSG scored what turned out to be the only goal in North London last week, but it's Arsenal that had that same kind of blistering start here tonight without the goal so far. Saka standing a ball up towards the far post. Martinelli now on the left-hand side of the penalty area, drops his shoulder, he fires in a right-footed cross. Pancho can head that one away. A little bit of an awkward bounce, but nothing that Arsenal can't handle in front of us with Lewis Skelly and Kivior. Laid it back for Saliba. This has been such an impressive start from Mikel Arteta's men, completely on top in the opening 4.5 minutes at 0-0.
Yeah, it's been fantastic. Getting in, as I said, getting in PSG's faces, winning the second balls, that's going to be key as well. But the fullbacks, Martinelli and Saka on the far side, making PSG defend. Kvaratskhelia, I've been an attacker. I don't want to keep having to come back and help defensively. I want to stay at the top end of the pitch. I want to get on the ball and try and make things happen. The fact that you've got Doué on this side having to run back, Kvaratskhelia on that side having to run back, at the minute it's playing into Arsenal's hands. It's whether they can capitalise and create an opportunity in these first couple of minutes.
Yeah, it is Barcola that's playing through the middle to start with, so maybe just a few mind games and shenanigans from that PSG warm-up. It is Barcola playing through the middle, Doué on the right and Kvaratskhelia on the left, and having to defend at the moment. So Arsenal bring it forward again, get it over halfway towards Timber. Out from him to Bukayo Saka. The Gunners really in the mood here, looking for the aggregate equaliser. Saka towards the edge of the penalty area, just forced away back outside the box. Lays it down towards Martinelli. Martinelli dropping his shoulder and then getting in past Hakimi, pulling it back and winning a corner.
Great play again from Martinelli. And I like how direct he's been in this first part of this game. Every single time he's got the ball, it hasn't mattered if he's 2v1, 1v1. Hakimi's one of the quickest fullbacks out there. Every time he gets it, he's trying to go past him, he's trying to stand the ball up, get balls into the box. It's been a really impressive start so far from Arsenal.
Well, their set-piece record is as impressive as it has been well documented, and they are doing the now traditional Arsenal setup of 4 deep at the far post, 3 of them in a line, probably 3 parts of the way back towards the far side of the penalty area to attack this left wing corner. The signal is given, now they make their way in, it's hit in very deep, Donnarumma comes out, punches it clear, good goalkeeping, and Arsenal will have a throw over on the far touchline. It's another opportunity for Partey to launch one of his long throws inside the penalty area. And at the moment, PSG can't get a kick. Very important that the Gunners got off to a bright, positive start, playing with tempo and intensity and belief, and they've done all of those things so far. Long throw inside the penalty area, headed away at the edge of the 6-yard box. Oh, what a good strike from Odegaard, and just tipped away by Donnarumma to his left-hand side, past the post and out for a corner. Arsenal could have been 3 up.
That is some save from Donnarumma, because not only is that a great strike from Martin Odegaard, it goes through bodies. I think it goes through Pacho's legs, and I think Patina's in front of him. He gets down low and manages to tip it around the corner. It is an unbelievable save there from Donnarumma.
Just a stunning piece of goalkeeping, because he can't even have seen that late. He's seen it later than late, and he's very tall, and he's shown the agility to be able to get down and make an almost implausible save, give Arsenal another corner. And he stayed down injured, and I'm not for one moment suggesting that he's not injured, but if I was a goalkeeper, I'd be staying down in this situation so that my side could try and work out what the hell they've been doing wrong in the opening 7 minutes, because Arsenal have just been cutting them open at will.
Yeah, they haven't got going yet, PSG. Haven't created any opportunities, haven't had a foothold in the game defensively as well. There's too many gaps. We saw in the first leg, there was no space. Arsenal couldn't play between the lines. They pressed Arsenal. Arsenal gave the ball back to them. But the way this game started, I mean, Arsenal, Mikel Arteta could not have asked for a better start from his side. But that save there from Donnarumma, that's what you want to see from Martin Odegaard. Don't take the safe option, take a touch and try and dink it back into the box. It dropped on the edge of that D, put your foot through the ball, hit the target. He's done that, and Donnarumma's had to make an unbelievable save.
Well, he's back on his feet, as you would have gathered from the reaction. If you think of the weakest hour of football that PSG have played in the Champions League knockout stages, it was at Villa Park when they were 2 up, and Villa had nothing to lose, and they just threw bodies at them, and PSG buckled 3 times, but not the 4th that Villa needed. Well, Arsenal are trying to go the same way about it so far. So now this corner can be taken. This is going to be a left-footed in-swinger from the far touchline. Partey making a run, Timber making a run through the 6-yard box, in towards the near post, and headed away, and then volleyed high up in the air. It's not the best attempted clearance from Fabian Ruiz. The second one, he got slightly better contact on it, just toe pokes it straight out of play for a throw. So now they'll do it all again. This time it's a long Partey throw. See 2 corners and now 3 long throws, and we're only 9 minutes in. So much of the play concentrated inside that Parisian penalty area. Partey running up from the hoardings, launching it in towards the near post, and then volleyed away again by Odegaard on the edge of the penalty area. Right-footed, turned back in. Rice is waiting for it. It's headed clear. Bounces down for Martinelli on the Arsenal left. Back from him to Lewis Skelly. And he's brought over, no. The referee says no foul. And an opportunity now for PSG to bring it away. Hakimi coming down the right flank, low ball in, really poor. It's easy for Raya to come out. He had Barker making the run, and he got behind Saliba, who I think thought he was probably offside anyway, but it was such a poor cross. It's easy for Raya just to come out, get his hands down and pick it up. It's 0-0, all Arsenal through the opening 10 minutes, but as things stand at the moment, they're going out.
Yeah, opportunity missed there for PSG. They broke really well, but But I guess I know he's young, Lewis Skelly, and he's been outstanding. I think in that scenario there, when you know you're not really injured, get up and sprint back. We saw him roll around way too much then. It's little moments like that could cost your side tonight. It's huge. Only one goal. You don't want it to be two. I just think you're not hurt. Get yourself up, sprint back, get him back into shape, and make PSG really work hard to create an opportunity. But Arsenal again, they got lucky because Hakimi's better than that.
Martinelli on the Arsenal left, again midway inside the PSG half. Kivior chipping it over the top. Martinelli making the run. I think maybe just lost the flight of the ball there because he didn't seem to be running towards it. He was running towards Hakimi instead. Then there's a collision between the pair of them. The referee says no foul. Might potentially have given a free kick. If he was going to give it, it would have gone PSG's way. Instead, he's given a throw. So, Q, Thomas Partey, take 4. Can Arsenal get the equalising goal on aggregate that their early efforts deserve? Marquinhos heads that away. Back into the fray from Saliba. Back down to the Arsenal left. Partey doing really well, dropping his shoulder. Low left-footed ball in. That's easily picked up though by Vitinha. Should be cleared by Neves from inside his penalty area, and in the end PSG will have throw in their right back position. You're listening to PSG against Arsenal. It's in the Champions League and it's live on TalkSport with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. If you're making a big move or planning a clear out with vans of all shapes and sizes, if you've got a plan, they've got a van. It's goalless, but it's all Arsenal. Saliba heading the ball forward towards the edge of the penalty area. A lot has been made of Arsenal's drop-off late in this season in terms of domestic form. PSG have had the same. They've already got the League One, but they've lost at home to Nice and away at Strasbourg over the last 10 days or so. A couple of league defeats, 3 defeats and 6 in all competitions after only 1 in the previous 30. Here's Martinelli making his way forward, and Tammy can't find the way past Hakimi. One thing that Arsenal's positivity is doing is stopping Hakimi being positive coming the other way. He's having to play as an orthodox right back at the moment just to try and stem the flow.
Yeah, he is. He's having to stay there a bit more reserved, and that's what I said before the game started, is that if you're Martinelli, I'm saying every single time you get the ball, pull it in behind, and that will make Marquinhos say to Hakimi, you need to stop going. You can't keep leaving me isolated 1v1.
7 Arsenal players inside the penalty area. Another long Thomas Partey throw, flicked away and then volleyed clear. Comes just outside the penalty area, drops onto the head of Lewis Skelly. Back for Partey again. Partey across the edge of the area to Ødegaard, who's come closer than anybody so far. 0-0 the score, but only thanks to Donnarumma. Partey playing it back here for Lewis Skelly. Poke forward from him. Ødegaard's pass gave it away. PSG looking to try and hit on the counter-attack. Lewis Skelly stopped that happening. It was another poor touch from Hakimi. And Arsenal want it back before it goes into their half. Saka's having to come that little bit deeper to be able to pick it up. Now he can find Marino. Marino with excellent ball retention. Just chips one out towards the right-hand side for Timber. Saka making a run ahead of him. Pacho coming across. Who got the last touch? It was Saka. It's out of play. It's a goal kick which Donnarumma will take. 13 breathless minutes behind us here on TalkSport. 0-0 on the night. Still 1-0 to PSG on aggregate. 2 sides playing for the right to meet Inter Milan in the final live on TalkSport in Munich on May the 31st. There's Darren.
Do you know what Arsenal have done really well, Jim, as well? Because they've been so positive in the final third, that's making Barcola, Doué if he's playing well, Kvaratskhelia have to come back and defend so deep. I don't think between them they've touched the ball more than 5 times, because Arsenal are making them defend, they have to get back, they're having to help their fullback out. And as I said, if you're an attacking player, the last thing you want to be doing is having to play almost like a double fullback, trying to help your fullback out against the opposition wide player. Arsenal have been so positive doing that Barcola, Doué or Kvaratskhelia, none of them have had a foothold in this game so far.
No, not at all. In fact, the central striker and right winger have just rotated, so Barclay's come out to the right now. Doué is playing through the middle. Ball's back with Pacho at the other end of the field on the edge of the PSG box. Nuno Mendes with a really poor panic-stricken ball through the midfield. Seized upon by Martinelli. Ødegaard's got it now. Onto his left foot, then his right. Just tried to flick into his left for Marino. The PSG can bring it away. And Doué Doué shown a clean pair of heels to Partey. Now Saliba gets back goal side. Doué forced just to hold it up. The ball to Kvaratskhelia to his left was on. He didn't play it. And some PSG supporters in front of us were irate that that didn't materialise. They've maintained possession though with Barcola. Midway inside the Arsenal half on the right flank. Back from him to the vastly experienced Marquinhos. Played against Arsenal in the Champions League here back in the 16-17 season. It was a game that ended 1-1. I remember Verratti and Giroud both got themselves sent off in added time. Alexis Sanchez scoring the Arsenal goal that night after Edison Cavani had given PSG the lead 44 seconds into the encounter. PSG's win against Arsenal last week, their first in 6 games against the Gunners. Looking to double their aggregate advantage here. Kvaratskhelia has hit the post, and Luis Skelly can shepherd the rebound down to Raya. Well, they've hardly had a kick tonight, but one side of goal, and they've had Raya beaten. And Arsenal on the right side of the fine margins that time. The shot that came back flush off the right-hand post.
In that scenario there, Doué chose the right option, but the time before that, about a minute before that, he should have given Kvaratskhelia the ball in the exact same position. He didn't.
Barcola coming back off the right flank to find Hakimi. Way back by him for João Neves, wearing 87. Now to Coutinho, the one-time Wolves midfielder, Marquinhos. Too far short of 500 PSG games behind him. Doué. Back for Neves. Out of the left-hand side of the PSG midfield. Played for by Mendes, but too much on that for the run of Doué. That's slowly beginning to get a little bit of a foothold in the game, PSG, and at least keeping Arsenal honest in the wake of what has been a barrage of Gunners attacks inside the opening 10-12 minutes or so. But PSG have been better in the last 3 or 4, and it remains 0-0 on the night.
Yeah, I mean, as I said there, Doué a minute before he passed to Kvaratskhelia. He should have done that. He chose the wrong option. The fans weren't happy with him. In that moment there, though, he did choose the right option, and Kvaratskhelia showing his quality, which is where he cuts in and just used the defender and bent it round, and it was an unbelievable effort, but also getting lucky and fortunate with it coming off the inside of the post.
Saka's made his way forward. He's played the ball inside towards Timber, who's been brought down, and Nuno Mendes gets a yellow card for the foul. Timber's okay, he's back on his feet. Mendes caution, 8th yellow of the season for him, and the first player to have his name taken tonight. To give Arsenal a free kick that's beyond the limit of range, but do have the chance to tease it forward from here towards the edge of the penalty area. Saliba has resisted the temptation to go forward for it. At least he has for now. And Rice actually plays a short one out towards the right-hand side. Saka poking it back. Rice has got it much nearer the edge of the penalty area this time. Half cleared. Martinelli left-footed. Couldn't get it through the traffic in front of him. It hit Pacho and was cleared. And now they're trying get past Luis Skelly on the counter-attack, excuse me. They couldn't do that. It was Hakimi who was making the run. Partey winning it back. Ødegaard poking it forward. That's given away. Another sloppy pass. Wins the seconds over the header forward. The Nuno Mendes thought he was fouled. Saka turning his man brilliantly, then tripping over, having maybe just fallen into the ball after riding the initial Kvaratskhelia challenge. Now Vitinha's going to be able to bring it away. It's a fascinating encounter. And the Arsenal fans that travelled here more in hope than expectation, I think will certainly feel happier with life having seen the opening 20 minutes of the game.
Yeah, I mean, other than when Kvaratskhelia hit the post just inside the box on that left-hand side, Arsenal started the game really well. But it's about transitions at the minute. It looks like when Arsenal give the ball away, PSG are waiting and they're hitting them on the counter-attacks, and that's where their best opportunities have come from. And on the flip side as well, Arsenal win the ball back high up and then make it PSG defend.
Ødegaard for Arsenal. Laying the ball back towards Timber. Saliba to Luis Skelly. Lewis Skelly going to his right-hand side for William Saliba. We've got more live European action tomorrow. Arsenal hoping that they're in a European final by then. Chelsea, Manchester United and Spurs all hoping to join them. Chelsea are going to be okay. Manchester United will feel that they've got a great chance as well, with Sanset and the two Williams brothers all out through injury for their game against Bilbao. And we'll find out together. That's live on Talk Sport tomorrow. And Spurs protecting a 2-1 for 2-goal first leg advantage, a 3-1 win. Got a bird of glimpse in Norway live on Talk Sport 2. Here's Declan Rice. Both those games kicking off at 8 o'clock tomorrow. This 8 o'clock kick-off. Still 0-0 on the night. Martinelli making his way forward and winning another corner, which is Arsenal's third.
Jim, another prime example. Martin Odegaard does absolutely superb. He goes past 2-3. He's got a free shot on the edge of the box, and he opts to take the safe option, which is to pass the ball out of the box to Martinelli, who does really well and wins a corner. But we've seen him have a strike from the edge of the box, and Donnarumma made a really good save. This one there, he's coming onto it. Is his left foot. Just hit it. Have a shot on goal.
So another corner for Arsenal. And all but 4 of the 22 players are inside the penalty area to either face it or try and repel it. It's going to be a Rice in-swinger, hitting towards the edge of the 6-yard box and cleared. Coming onto it was Odegaard. It was flicked away from him by Doué before he could pull the trigger. Lewis Skelly then heads it forward. Saka's got it back to the direction of play. Somehow fashions a wonderful reverse ball, and a crossing from the right-hand side from Timber was a low bounce straight in the hands of Donnarumma. Not his best. He'd love to have that back. And it's just gone straight through to the PSG goalkeeper, who made a big save early on from Odegaard. Skelly's hit the post at the other end with PSG's only attempt. Arsenal dominance so far here in the French capital, but they've not made any capital out of it. Rice getting the ball forward, finding Marino to Partey. So much of a better balance about Arsenal tonight than there was in the first leg, and that's all down to Partey being back. But a mistake. Kivior sliding in, couldn't get there. Chance for Barkle and a feed. Doué, and all he's done is toe poke it through to Raya. What a chance that was for PSG. 15 yards out, could go either side of the goalkeeper, and he's just passed it straight to him.
That's what I meant about not being clinical, Jim. I mean, prime example, Jakob Kivior gets caught in no man's land, pass it in, and they win the transition and they're in on goal. But it's about options as well. Doué, it was a nice pass from Bradley Barcola, and it dropped just outside the penalty spot. Just come to it and hit it first time, but he tried to be a little bit too clever, take the ball, couple of step overs, and I mean, it was a poor attempt at the end, but they're the kind of opportunities PSG would have worked on before this game. When you win the ball back, attack with transition, attack with pace, but when you get an opportunity, you have to take it. But again, they've shown not being clinical enough.
That's Darren Bent. It's 0-0 here at the Parc des Princes on TalkSport, and 1-0 to PSG on aggregate, as it's been since the 4th minute of the first leg. But if you're just joining us, Ousmane Dembele, who won that game with his 33rd goal of the season, not fit and not starting tonight for PSG. He is on the bench. Arsenal got Partey back from suspension in place of Trossard. Their only change from last week's team. 2 changes from the weekend side. Gunners bringing it forward again now with Martinelli. Recently scored his 50th goal for the club. Level the edge of the PSG penalty area. Front 3 for PSG, as Bentley's been saying, having to get through such a huge amount of work. Lewis Skelly, disappointing cross from him, but Saka might be able to keep it alive down by the far corner flag, and try to do so. He's pushed Mendes over, and it's going to be a free kick which PSG will take. Incidentally, I told you, tomorrow Manchester United and Spurs semi-final Europa League matches, both on the TalkSport network. We've also got Bristol City against Sheffield United, the Championship playoff semi-final first leg. That is on the TalkSport app. What you need to do between now and then, if you haven't got it, download the new and improved TalkSport app. Bottom right hand corner of the app, there's a little button that says live matches. Click on that, everything becomes immediately apparent, and you'll be able to see all 3 live games for you tomorrow. You can listen to them all through the app. As I say, Manchester United on TalkSport, Spurs on TalkSport 2. All 3 games are kicking off at 8. Marquinhos is giving it away here in the face of an intense Arsenal press. Just poked it out of harm's way, and Lewis Skelly seized upon it, but he ran down a blind alley and PSG won it back. Not quite sure how this is still 0-0. Doesn't feel as though it's going to be goalless for long. Saka coming forward. Then Evans was in with a really strong challenge and won it back. Hakimi on halfway now for PSG. And when they bring it forward, it's often 4 against 4 in Arsenal's half. It's often 7 against 7 in the other half of the field when Arsenal are pushing forward. But Arsenal have negated this latest counter and it's gone back for Pacho, who's hit one down the inside left channel. Saliba read back. Doué was offside anyway.
Yeah, it's a game of transition, Jim. As I said, whenever a team give the ball away, the other team's getting on it and they're trying to make things happen. And it's really interesting looking at Hakimi on this right-hand side. He's really reluctant to go beyond Bradley Barcola. We saw him in the first leg driving forward, creating chances. Because of Martinelli and how wide and high he is, he's almost like, no, I can't do that.
Well, that's a poor challenge from Rice on Kvaratskhelia, and it's because Rice was given a hospital ball to start with. It's a really poor ball in his direction. Kvaratskhelia got past him and Rice knew he had to take one for the team. He's got a yellow card as a result of that ill-timed lunge. It was a really hard ball for him to try and bring under control. Kvaratskhelia seizing upon it, Rice had to stop it.
Yeah, he did, yeah. I mean, at least Declan Rice, he'll have to play with intelligence now. He'll have to maybe put the handbrake on a little bit in terms of challenges, but he's more than experienced enough to not understand the scenario that he's in and that he can't now go for rash challenges. If the ball's there to be won, but it's almost 60-40 in his favour at times, he might have to go, do you know what, for the sake of the rest of the team, I'm going to have to just pull out of it. But again, he's been one of the players, certainly in this second leg, who started off really, really well.
So PSG with their first meaningful set piece. It's 9 yards adrift at the bottom left-hand corner of the penalty area. Arsenal with everybody back inside the box apart from Martinelli. Ødegaard is a one-man wall. It's going to be an in-swinging delivery. Arsenal keeping a high line. They're going to have to drop. Marquinhos making a run. Timber's got an eye on him. It's gone deeper than him. Partey comes out. Oh, it's a stunning strike. Fabian Ruiz. And Arsenal have been undone. Magnificent start to the night for the Gunners, but they couldn't make it pay. And PSG, having been able to withstand a flurry of Gunners set pieces, have scored from their first. Ball cleared out of the edge of the penalty area. Fabian Ruiz rifling it left-footed into the top right-hand corner. And it makes that first Champions League final for 19 years seem a long way away now.
Yeah, it's a great finish. I mean, Thomas Partey does well initially, but Fabian Ruiz, I mean, the first touch is incredible because it drops through on the edge of the box just inside the D, and he almost manipulates the ball because he acts like he's going to take it forward and just shifts it off his chest to the left-hand side. And it's past Martinelli, who gets sold by the dummy, and when he absolutely on the volley rockets it in past David Raya to his left-hand side. Bidwell up in the goal as well, so a fantastic finish. And it's probably come against the run of play a little bit because yes, PSG have had their moments, but Arsenal started off this game really, really well. But it's a fantastic finish from Fabian Ruiz.
He's never previously scored in the Champions League. Tonight he's got the goal that has given PSG the lead on the night and a 2-goal advantage on aggregate. Arsenal with plenty to do from here. Never overturned the deficit from a home first leg. Now they have to do that by scoring 2 unanswered goals in the last hour of this second leg, just to take the game to extra time. They've got a free kick. Lewis Skelly walks away from it. Ødegaard will walk back past him towards the ball, which stands on its own, lonely out by the left-hand touchline. Ødegaard being told by the referee Felix Vardy go out there. There's been quite a long, heated conversation between Ødegaard and Kivior. Now the free kick taken short by Ødegaard, gets it back from Martinelli, sweeping it in left-footed inside the penalty area, headed down, volleyed away by Marquinhos, comes outside the penalty area for Saliba. Saka, bottom right-hand corner of the penalty area. Be forced to turn back by the goal scorer Fabian Ruiz. Lewis Skelly, given away by him, poked forward, and Kvaratskhelia has made a run from inside his own half. He's gone square to his right-hand side. Another big chance for PSG. Barcola can't take it. Raya dives to his left and tips it round the post. And that could have been Arsenal dead and buried.
Again, PSG's lack of truthfulness has helped Arsenal in that scenario because they break really well. It's a poor pass from Lewis Skelly. He tries an outside of the boot across the pitch. It's a dangerous pass, and it's one pass of the team here, and Kvaratskhelia is in, and he chooses the right option. But again, Bradley Barcola Barcola had a big chance in the first leg, not clinical enough in this second leg, and it should be 2-0 PSG.
First PSG corner, and Desiree Doué out to take it. Flashes it towards the edge of the penalty area where coming onto it a right-footed Hakimi volley. Skies halfway across town towards the Eiffel Towers. Just coming down somewhere now. What a play for a goal kick. That's such an important save from David Raya. Raya and Donnarumma both making crucial stops.
I mean, he does
PSG. Sorry, Ben.
He does everything right, Brady Barcola. He runs in this inside channel when it comes from Kvaratskhelia. He sells the defender by chopping inside, but it's about the composure part. He doesn't really catch it properly. He doesn't try and strike it. He just scuffs it, and it's a good save from Raya, but a really poor finish by Bradley Barcola.
Marino to Ødegaard. Back out to Timber. Ødegaard coming in off that right flank. Trying to commit PSG players in front of him, works it back instead towards Saliba. Saliba on the turn has to go back towards halfway. A long ball out towards Martinelli, sails over his head from Kivior and out for a throw that'll be taken on the PSG right. We talked about the lack of a clinical cutting edge for PSG, and we have seen that tonight, but Arsenal will be kicking themselves that they couldn't make the most of all that pressure that they had in the first 15 minutes, where they had a stack of chances and just couldn't find a way through. And had they been able to make the most of the advantage that they built up and the head of steam that was going their way in the early stages, this could have been a very different night. As it is, it's PSG 1, Arsenal 0 on the night, and 2-0 to Luis Enrique's men. On aggregate, he is the first manager ever to lose 3 home Champions League ties with PSG. Gunners with plenty of work to do. That's going to be 4. Take this to at least extra time. Timber, cross it from the right flank here. Rice nods it back, left-footed hooked effort towards goal from Marino. Didn't really get the power, and Donnarumma had plenty of time to scamper across his line and watch it wide.
Yeah, difficult chance there for Moreno. I mean, good play from Declan Rice, just nodding it back into an area, and he almost tries to just help it on Moreno over his right shoulder into that far corner. I mean, to beat a goalkeeper of Donnarumma's quality, it would have had to have been a hell of a finish there. But Arsenal have got to keep believing. They've still got to score. They had to score before the game even started. So if anything, the priorities haven't changed. They've just got to find a way of getting a goal, but don't leave the back door open. As we've shown already, in transition, PSG are as good as anyone. But they're not going to keep missing chances, Jim. You keep giving them opportunities that they've had, PSG. Eventually, they're going to score again.
Well, we talked about that game at Villa Park against one of your old clubs where PSG were 5-1 up at aggregate, and Villa then just went hell for leather, went for broke. They haven't quite got to that stage where Arsenal have got to completely gamble with abandon. Too far short of it as Rice plays it out to the left-hand side for Martinelli. Martinelli given a little shove. It wasn't a foul. It is a goal kick. It's just flicked off his left boot onto his right and then over the line for a goal kick that will be taken by the Italian Gianluigi Donnarumma away to our left-hand side. Is there anything that Arsenal need to change to try and get themselves back into this game? How can they create more and better opportunities?
Well, I think it's about getting more men forward and sort of options in and around the box. There's been a couple of times, and Ødegaard's probably been guilty of it. Have a shot at goal. The opportunity's there. They've given you the space that you've been working hard to create. Just don't let them off the hook. Make them defend. Have a shot. Make Donnarumma make saves. But again, I think it's decision making in your passing. We know Mikel Arteta wants to play that building up from the back, but if it's not on, just clear the ball. Don't go for a pass that's just not on.
7 shots to 4 in Arsenal's favour at the moment. Only 2 on target of those 7. Ødegaard trying to make something happen again. Pokes down towards Timber. To his right. PSG defend mob handedly, and Pacho will clear and straight out of play for a throw that will be taken over on that Arsenal right hand side. They have been able to turn a 1-0 deficit around to win on 5 separate occasions in League and Cup and Europe this season, Arsenal. That's promising, but it's probably the hardest place of all to do it. It's a PSG side that have only lost 3 out of 23 home games so far this season. Ødegaard able to come forward now, the whistle's gone, and it's a PSG free kick to be taken over on the left-hand side. Don't forget, after us tonight, your chance to react, whatever the story, on the Sports Bar. Jamie O'Hara and Jermaine Pennant the sports bar tonight to give you your chance to have your say. 08717223344 is the number, and you can kick off your Thursday with more reaction. TalkSport Breakfast with Alan Brazil and Gabby from 6. It's great to hear the likes of Eddie Jones this morning ahead of tomorrow's Lions squad announcement, of which more later. Daniel Petit and Chris Wilde are also on the show this morning with Alan and Ali, and you can see the best bits of that on the new TalkSport app as well. Saka making his way forward here, ball in from the right hand side, loops up, it's headed away by Pacho after Rice's cross was blocked, and he's done really well to get there first to South American and then hit the ball down the left hand touchline, put it out of play for an Arsenal throw. 1-0 to PSG on the night. Arsenal 2 down on aggregate.
PSG are giving Arsenal opportunity because they keep giving the ball away by trying to play out from the back. Arsenal stepping on them and winning it in transition, but it's that last little bit of quality. I mean, Declan Rice does really well there. Saka rolls him in, but I think he's tried to cross the ball in the box. If he's got his head up, no one was in the box, so just hold on to it, wait for support and then start again. Make PSG think about it, don't let them off the hook. But again, if you're Mikel Arteta, yes, you're disappointed that Fabio Ruiz has scored that goal, but he's still well in the tie. There's still opportunities that PSG are giving you.
Just got to score next. You're listening to PSG against Arsenal in the Champions League live on TalkSport with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Rent from the best lineup in the UK. Enterprise has all the vehicles your business needs with the flexibility to rent for minutes or months. Rice unleashes one from distance, that's blocked. Comes out for Erdegaard, now down towards Martinelli. Martinelli with a little nutmegger for Kimi. He's got there inside the penalty area, then turns back right-footed, does well, clips it in towards the far post. Saka almost manhandled and stopped from attacking the ball cleanly. And defending just about clean, very good defending, and they got it away. Arsenal punted forward again towards Martinelli, raised his right foot up to try and get to the ball. Hakimi rode that and can bring it away, and now we'll be able to poke it past Lewis Skelly down to Doué on the right flank. He's given Barker plenty to do. Ball rolled down the right hand side of the box that Saliba got to first, then headed back on. Neves nearing the D, and towards Kvaratskhelia. Past one Arsenal defender, not past Saliba. It was a heavy touch that got him past Timber, and that meant that Saliba could come back and clear. Has hit the post. Kvaratskhelia at 0-0. Fabian Ruiz with a stunning strike to give PSG the lead on the night. That means that Arsenal with 53 minutes left in the tie need to score twice to take it to extra time. Hakimi winning it back in the midfield and then giving it away just as quickly. He saw Marino ahead of him, but just passed it back to Ruiz. Fabian Ruiz takes it down towards the right-hand touchline, and then he's forced to retrace his steps. Ball goes back to Donnarumma. Erdegaard chases after it. Donnarumma is able to get it away on 2 separate occasions. Lewis Skelly will head it back. Erdegaard chasing after that. Bounce a little bit awkward for him. Brought back down there beautifully by Doué, and Erdegaard in trying to win that back has come back from an offside position, and it's going to be a free kick that will be taken by PSG.
Do you know what, Kvaratskhelia, he's so clever because he's not really been in the game. I know he's hit the post and set up a chance for Bradley Barcola, but it's almost like when he's getting the ball now, he's getting it fresh because he's not having to run back now and do the 2v1s because they've got that second goal. He's just almost like hugging the touchline on that far left-hand side. But every single time he's got the ball, he makes things happen now. He's making runs in behind, he's getting on the ball, he's making things happen. Such an intelligent footballer.
Well, he can almost, in football parlance, cheat now. Because he's in a position that he can just wait for that well-angled ball over the top to run onto, because he knows that should PSG get the next goal, it is pretty much all over by the knock-in. Pacho getting it for Vitinha. Vitinha can flick one down towards Hakimi, just giving that little extra license to push forward, as Betty was explaining. Doué went towards the edge of the centre circle. He lost out, tripped over the ball, and Partey won it back, but all he can do is destroy that latest PSG move. And now they'll bring it forward again. Kvaratskhelia. First 15 minutes of utter Arsenal dominance seem a long time ago now. A possession still in Arsenal's favour in the mid-50s, but it was 70-30 in their favour about 15 minutes in. Lewis Skelly's lost out. Neves has got it. He's inside the penalty area. The angle is tight for Doué. Little back heel flick. Almost played Neves in. Ricochets off an Arsenal player and they will be able to get it clear. And then Pacho coming to meet it. He's there ahead of Ødegaard, but puts it out for a throw down by Arsenal's own corner flag in their left-back position. 1-0.
A lot of the chances PSG have got are from Arsenal giving the ball away, and vice versa. PSG giving the ball away and Arsenal capitalising on that. But I think that's where Arsenal just need to be a little bit clever, because yes, it looks nice when you play out from the back, you beat the press and then you get men up the pitch. If it's not on, don't try and force the ball. You don't want to go 2-0 down and then 3-0 down and aggregate. You just don't need that. At the minute, you're still in the tie. I know you still got to score 2, but you're playing well enough, you're defending stoutly. Don't give them any incentive to go on and get another goal.
Marina to Rice. Luis Enrique not happy with the way that Arsenal were able to make easy ground through the midfield there. Played forward by Timber to Saka. Saka on the edge of the penalty area. Then towards Ødegaard. Ødegaard back for Timber. First time ball in from him. But a lot of those crosses coming in from wide positions now are easily headed away by Pacho and Marquinhos. They're not quite getting the deliveries right.
Well, it's not so much the delivery, Jim. It's no movement. I mean, he's looking the ball at Timber. He's dropping one in the near post. And you've got Martinelli, Declan Rice and Moreno all at the back post. Someone's got to make that run and try and disrupt that PSG backline. Get in between the defenders. Get over across the front post. Just make something happen.
Kini goes back for Neves. Now to Marquinhos. Poke forward through the midfield of Vitinha. Really makes them tick in the centre of midfield. Arsenal win it back. Saka. Timber. Saliba. Back out of the Arsenal right-hand side again. Saka waiting diligently and patiently for the ball to be played his way, and the retreating Doué has knocked it away. He's gone out to the left now. Kvaratskhelia just for the moment playing through the midfield with Barcola on the right. Saka coming back inside the penalty area. Low ball in towards that near post, and Marino had stolen a march on Pacho just for a moment, but he couldn't, in sliding in, get any kind of decent contact to either flick it towards goal or flick it to his left for Rice and Martinelli, who are hoping to come in.
Yeah, it looks like he just goes with the wrong foot. Rather than try and open his body up and use his left to try and guide it into that far corner, he almost tries to stab it to the outside of his right foot. But again, that's what I'm talking about, the movement, because this time around Saka gets it wide on that right hand side and he rolls a lovely ball into the box, and Moreno starts behind the defender and darts in front of him and almost makes contact on it. So that's better movement.
Coming up on TalkSport tomorrow, the British and Irish Lions announcing their squad for the Tour of Australia, and the Hawksby and Baker show will come live from the squad announcement, which is at the O2 Arena at 1 o'clock. You're going to be hearing from Lions head coach Andy Farrell and England World Cup winner Ben Kay. The TalkSport network is the only place on national radio to listen to the British and Irish Lions. So the squad being announced 1 o'clock tomorrow with Paul and Charlie at the O2 Arena. Here tonight at the Parc des Princes, 1-0 Arsenal trail. No foul on Kvaratskhelia by Timber. Saliba, midway inside his own half. A couple of minutes to go to half-time. Game that was very slightly delayed in kicking off. Raya, all yellow tonight, taking a touch away from the D and then pinging that long 1-4 that he loves to do, and he can fade it just into the path of Saka's run. He's got it inside the Parisian penalty area. Saka back, almost got it through for Rice, who was waiting, but only almost. And PSG can bring it away with Vitinha. He finds Fabian Ruiz. Hakimi with the ball over the top. Barcola causing Lewis Skelly some problems now. He's played it back towards Doué. Doué from the right-hand side. Lewis Skelly's done well. He had to wear the shot from Barcola. It's knocked him off his feet. And PSG are unlucky as the loose ball ricochets back Doué's way. It's clearly not a head injury. It's taken him down and knocked the wind out of his sails inside the penalty area. And PSG are told to wait.
I I can tell you that's a sore one. I know exactly where he's taken that. It's a sore one.
So do I. And
so no wonder he's gone down.
My eyes are watering on his behalf. But does the referee stop play for that?
Yeah, I mean, listen, there's argument to that. Probably not, because it's not a hand injury. It's not a serious one. Well, in terms of the context of the game. But again, I feel for Lewis Skelly there, because Bradley Barcola, when he goes to feet and then spins in behind, he's got so much pace and ability that as a defender, the worst thing you want to be doing is facing your own goal. And Lewis Skelly's had to do that a couple of times this first half, but it comes down to PSG not being clinical enough.
Well, possession will be restored to PSG on the right flank. Drop ball knocked towards Doué. Doué back for Hakimi, and then everything stops, and the referee asks for the ball back, and they're going to take the drop ball again. Drops at the feet of Doué. Doué takes a couple of touches, just tries to draw Martinelli into a challenge. He's laid it back for Hakimi. We've gone into 2 minutes of added time at the end of this first half. Arsenal 1-0 down after a goal from Fabian Ruiz on 27 minutes. 2-0 down on aggregate. They've got a stunning record away from home in Europe in the grand scheme of things. 16 wins in the last 27 away games in continental football. But as things stand right now, going out in the Champions League semi-final as they did in the last one they were in back in 2009, where they were beaten home and away by Manchester United. At the moment they're being beaten home and away by PSG, but still time and moments of promise that will give them some hope. Rice to Ødegaard. Can they get the equaliser on the night before half-time? Saka whistles it in towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Martinelli a little bit tardy in getting there, and it's cleared from in front of him and out of play for a throw.
Saka's got every right to have a go at the people in the box. He does really well. He mixes it up. He doesn't come inside. He goes down towards the byline and he smashes the ball across, and it rolls across the 6-yard box, and you've got Moreno and Martinelli, both of them outside the 6-yard box, and no one makes that run. I mean, it'd be a tap-in. Anyone make a natural centre forward, taps it in the net.
In comes the throw. Off the top of a Parisian head, Donnarumma comes out and claims it under duress. He was very nearly knocked off the ball by his teammate Mendes, but he caught it cleanly. That big save that he made when an Ødegaard shot went through a forest of legs, and he saw it so late and tipped it round the post. That was in the opening 5-6 minutes at 0-0. It's really set the tone for the night for PSG. Really important moment, because an early goal for Arsenal with the start they've made, you just wonder how this might have unfolded. As it is, everything is looking PSG's way at the moment. Kvaratskhelia has kicked the ball away, having seen a free kick being given against him. But no sanctions for that, and the referee says that will do. It's the last action of the first half, which is ebbed and flowed. Arsenal starting brilliantly, didn't have anything to show for it. Kvaratskhelia hit the post, that was a warning. Fabian Ruiz rifling one in, and Arsenal need 2 unanswered goals in the next 45 minutes, even to take this to extra time. Half time, PSG 1, Arsenal 0. Adrian, thank you. And the 2 sets of players are back out with no sign of any changes in terms of personnel. So Donnarumma in goal for PSG, Hakimi, Marquinhos, Pacho and Mendes, Neves, Vitinha and goalscorer Ruiz. Kvaratskhelia and Barcola wide of Doué. Arsenal Raya in goal, Timber, Saliba, Kivior, Lewis Skelly, Ødegaard, Partey and Rice, Saka, Moreno and Martinelli. We're back underway. Arsenal are kicking from left to right and punt the long ball forward from Raya towards the edge of the penalty area. Will Arsenal be able to start this second half with the same attacking intent that they showed in the first? If they can, will they be able to show more potency to go with it than they did in that blistering first 15 minutes that they had here tonight? They're getting to the stage where they need something to drop their way pretty quickly. 2 goals down on aggregate, in possession with Timber, work forward towards Ødegaard, it's bounced off him a little bit, and Vitinha can bring it forward, plays it out towards the right hand side, just wider of Barcola than he wanted, but he's still got it. Doué making an uncharted run towards the edge of the penalty area. They haven't played it back for him, they've gone back instead for Fabian Ruiz. Now towards Vitinha, who exchanges passes with Hakimi, who He's making those diagonal runs forward into the centre of midfield again. Hakimi's cross bounces on the edge of the 6-yard box. Nobody there to attack it. That's where they missed Dembele or Ramos. And it was swept away and goes out for a throw that'll be taken on the PSG left-hand side. A couple of minutes into the second half. PSG 1, Arsenal 0 on the night and 2-0 on that.
Yeah, great ball in there from Hakimi. Both teams again in that 4-3-3 system. No need for either manager really to change anything. I think they'd be reasonably happy with the way their teams performed in that first half. But Hakimi there, it was one of the first times I've seen in this game get the ball forward, and it is a great cross. But as you said, there's no natural attacking player in there, because if they are, it's a free header in the middle of the 6-yard box.
PSG have won 18 out of the last 19 European ties when they've won the first leg away from home. Only exception was in this competition against Manchester United. You might remember back in the 18-19 season when Marcus Rashford inspired United to an away goals win. Well, that certainly won't happen tonight. Away goals anymore. 2-1 win for Arsenal here. If they can replicate the result they had at the Bernabeu, it keeps them alive and takes it into extra time. Martinelli now towards the corner flag, losing out to Hakimi. PSG bring it away with Doué to Hakimi. Barcola making an excellent run forward ahead of him. Saliba just gobbled up the yards, stopped him, then flicked it down towards the touchline and got there to keep it in. And now we'll start Arsenal building from the back again. It's a really good defending.
When Barcola gets going, those legs start moving. I mean, he is unstoppable. I mean, free flowing speed. I mean, really good defending there from Lewis Skelly, getting his body in early. But I mean, that's what PSG are waiting for. Arsenal to turn the ball over, and then Doué and Barcola and Kvaratskhelia using their pace to run in behind.
Arsenal working forward again. Down towards Timber, who, when he received the pass, was the most advanced of the Arsenal players. Saka losing out to Kvaratskhelia, back in defensive duty. And with Pacho in support, they're able to get it away. So then headed straight out for a throw that will be taken on the Arsenal right-hand side by Timber. Timber bends down and picks the ball up. I don't think it's going to be that long before we see some of the substitutes come on. So now by the corner flag are in possession. Can't make it stick. They're going to get a second opportunity. It's hit Doué and gone out. Some season he's had. He's making his 50th appearance at PSG tonight after his €50 million move from Rennes. Still a teenager, Cyril Doué, and so highly regarded by so many of the big hitters across the continent. Saka turned into trouble and has stayed down injured. Nuno Mendes with the challenge. PSG have got it with Hakimi. Saka is asking for the ball to be put out of play, and he's writhing in pain. Nuno Mendes looks concerned as he leans over him, and PSG sportingly have stopped it so that Saka can be attended to.
Yeah, I don't see too much wrong with that. I mean, the pass into him wasn't great. He took it inside, and it's almost like they knew that they were taking it inside Saka, and they just kind of all ganged up on him and won the ball back. I didn't see anything wrong with that.
Dembele's been sent out to warm up. That's what the big roar is for. This game brought to you in partnership with TNT Sports, the home of European football. And our coverage of the Champions League live on TalkSport comes with Enterprise Rent-A-Car, making a big move, all planning a clear out with vans of all shapes and sizes. If you've got a plan, they've got a van. Tenor hoping that Arsenal can execute his plan over the next 40 minutes here. We've seen so much drama in the Champions League this season and in the last few seasons as well. Is this going to be another chapter that will often be talked about? PSG trying to win it back here. It's an excellent challenge by Partey. Stop Kvaratskhelia, but still they're able to bring the ball forward. Doué's gone down. The referee says that's a foul. Timber, the man that got him. And it's a free kick that PSG will take 20 yards outside the Arsenal box. It's now a pen.
Yeah, it comes away from Arsenal, giving the ball away in a bad area. Rather than taking care with the ball, they're almost hoping that one of their teammates there, I think it was Odegaard, tried a little flick around the corner, it gets robbed, and then PSG on the front foot. But to be fair, Thomas Partey doing exactly what Arsenal missed in that first leg, getting back, making a really good challenge, and then Doué's really clever. Just as Timber goes to ground, he just scoops it over him and then goes over and wins the foul. Really intelligent play from Doué.
Coutinho standing over the free kick. Has the opportunity to block it to his left for Kvaratskhelia, who's hugging the left-hand touchline. He's going to pass on that, I'm sure. This is going to be a right-footed ball driven inside the penalty area. Deep one that's easily claimed by Raya. He will race towards the edge of the box. He had no attacking options on. Now Mikel Arteta is just telling him just to calm things down. He's looking to try and throw one out quickly, and Arteta came to the edge of the technical area, put both hands up and was just making a calming gesture, flicking the fingers down with each hand. Just bowled out by Raya through the midfield instead. Kivior poked forward by him. Mikel Merino dropping off from that number 9 role, and maybe a little bit fortunate to win a throw from Hakimi. A throw that Hakimi stops him taking as quickly as he wanted to take. Throws it back, and Arsenal building. It goes without saying that Arsenal are going to find a way through. You feel that they've got to score the next goal. That still sets up a potential barnstorming finish. It will be a difficult one as time goes on for PSG to know how to approach it, really, if they're defending a 1-0 aggregate lead, if they're a 1-goal aggregate lead, I beg your pardon. But if they're defending a 2-goal aggregate lead, you would imagine it will play out pretty calmly for them. So it's just a question of when Arsenal turn the screw and decide they've got to gamble.
Exactly that, Jim, because you're right. If they go and do it too early and they start to leave gaps and commit more men forward, PSG on the counter-attack, especially with Dembele there waiting on the bench as well, they will cause Arsenal no end of problems with the pace and the electricity that they've got. Arsenal need to stay in shape, and then maybe the last 15, if it stays like this, then maybe you have to take 1 or 2 more risks, maybe look to your bench and maybe take off with a defensive player with more of an attack-minded player, but there's still plenty of time left.
Partey losing out at the heart of midfield. Kvaratskhelia after well won back by Neves. Played back by Fabian Ruiz. Nacho, the Ecuadorian, for Nuno Mendes. Work forward from him to Kvaratskhelia, the January signing from Napoli. And Mendes will make his way forward. He's got goal side of Timber. Roll inside the penalty area. And Doué brought it down on his right foot and then immediately opened his body and tried to side foot one to catch Raya off guard into the bottom right-hand corner. The idea was right. The execution wasn't great. He's put it about 4 yards wide. It's gone out of play for a goal kick to Arsenal, but the clock's ticking down pretty quickly. 8 minutes gone second half already.
Yeah, great break from Mendes, but from the left back area there, using his pace, athleticism to get forward. But again, when they get into that final third there, I mean, Doué, I understand what he's trying to do, but that finish is not on. You've got a defender there. David Raya's already covering that side of the goal. I mean, it would have to take a mistake from the goalkeeper or a deflection for it to go in, but again, there's been too many opportunities, and I think that's what Luis Enrique would say. We've got into some fantastic positions, but we've just chose the wrong option, or lack of real quality in terms of the final finish.
Yeah, for all that he's had a fantastic breakthrough season here, Doué. The goals have dried up for him recently. It's 10 without one. He's got the ball now on the right-hand side of the penalty area. Barcola, all clipped in, and Timber very calmly just chased it down for Raya. He took a sting out of the cross. Raya could come onto it, picks it up, bowls it out immediately for Bukayo Saka, but he picks it up still 20 yards inside his own half, and maybe a little bit fortunate to get a free kick as he found himself surrounded quickly by a combination of Doué and Mendes, but he has been caught, and it's a free kick that will be taken by Arsenal just inside their own half. More live European action for you tomorrow. TalkSport Network bringing you 3 live games tomorrow, 3 semi-finals, 2 in Europe, 1 in the Championship playoffs. Bristol City, Sheffield United on the TalkSport app tomorrow. That kicks off at 8. Also kicking off at 8, Manchester United against Athletic from Bilbao here on TalkSport, and over on TalkSport 2, Tottenham defending a 3-1 first leg lead as they go to Norway to take on Bøder Glimt. Ball inside the penalty area, and Hakimi can sweep it away from Martinelli. As things stand right now, Arsenal heading out. We'll bring you the Champions League final, irrespective of who's in it, on the 31st of May. All of the European finals are coming your way on TalkSport. Lewis Skelly has just picked up a yellow card, trying to stop a quick counter-attack in its infancy, and it's a free kick to PSG.
I think he's got to be careful with that, Lewis Skelly. There's been a couple of times, certainly in that first half, and then that situation there where there's a hopeful punt up in the air, and he tries to almost shield the ball rather than going and deal with it. I think now he's in book, he's not going to be able to do that, because all it takes is one little mischallenge and he's off the pitch, and now he's going to have to go and deal with it at source and not let the ball bounce.
10 on second half. 1-0 Arsenal trailing on the night, 2-0 down on aggregate. Brilliant trickery, and the ball chipped inside the penalty area, ultimately by Coutinho. He's trying to clip the ball over Raya at the near post, but how well did he do to beat 3 or 4 challenges?
That was beautiful to watch that. I mean, he's gone past about 3 or 4 there in about a 4-yard radius. I mean, little drag back there, little step overs, using his body really, really well. But you know full well, the moment you get into the box there, any kind of contact you go over, you ultimately win a penalty. So Arsenal was quite intelligent defending, letting him go. A great play from Coutinho.
He's improved immeasurably since his Wolves days. We saw a few of his 22 games for Wolves. Never really thought that he was going to be running Champions League semi-finals like this. Saka, on the right-hand side of the penalty area, wins the first quarter of the second half. There's a ball that was driven and it hits the goal scorer Fabian Ruiz. Arsenal's 4th quarter of the night. Got to make something of it. Yeah, great play from Saka there again, getting on the ball, trying to make things happen. Again, opting to go towards the byline rather than come back inside on his strong left foot and making Mendes defend again. But I think that's Arsenal's best avenue. Keep giving him the ball, let him go 1v1. Mendes has been booked. All it takes is a misplaced challenge and he's off. It's Darren Bent alongside me, Jim Proudman here at the Parc des Princes tonight. Boos and whistles for Bukayo Saka as he's preparing to take this corner. Trotting towards the ball. Oh, he's gone for goal. Donnarumma punches it away. That was close. Got the swing on it and it was dipping horribly for the PSG keeper, and he had to take 2 hasty steps back just to flick it over the bar. And Saka going for goal again, or it's just going to be a more routine far post delivery. Runs up again, hits it left-footed, flipped in. Donnarumma trying to punch that one away, got stuck in a bit of traffic. He's come off an Arsenal head and drifts away innocuously for a goal kick to PSG. Yeah, Donnarumma did enough there. I wasn't sure if he got a little bit on that second one. I mean, a great save, the first corner from Saka on this right-hand side, but that one there is a good ball into the box. Not a lot of pace on it, but Donnarumma done just enough, I think, to put off Moreno, who couldn't quite get a clean contact on it, and it sailed out to the far side on that left-hand side out for a goal kick. The Arsenal side have only lost one of their last 17 away games, which was a defeat in a semi-final at Newcastle, the second leg of that League Cup semi. We're getting the ball away from our right. Saka going up for a header forward over the halfway line. He can't get there. Partey hooking it over his shoulder. Marino's going to chase after that, and is looked as though he's favoured to be able to bring it down. He and Nuno Mendes both slightly, Pacho, I beg your pardon, both slightly misjudged it. And Arsenal end up getting a free kick as Saka's given a shove on the touchline, which Ødegaard will take. He picks up the ball from in front of the hoardings and just rolls it forward. The German referee tells him that he's got to take the free kick from nearer the touchline than he intended. And as soon as the ref's back is turned, Ødegaard can't split the difference between where the ref wants it to be taken from and where Ødegaard wants it to be taken from. PSG, the line of 7, just outside the 6-yard box. Ødegaard swinging it in, left-footed. Donnarumma coming out, claws it away. Loose ball breaking outside the penalty area for Fabian Ruiz. Taken down towards the touchline, maintains possession under duress, pokes it back towards the edge of the box for Pacho. Rice has won that. Arsenal unable to get Rice involved as much as they would like in those marauding runs forward from the number 8 position. Saw it a lot in the opening 20 minutes, Benty. Not seen it much since then. No one's really tried to pass him the ball either, because he's made a couple of intelligent runs there, and no one's really had their head up to kind of just feed him in behind, because not everything's got to be to feet. Start getting him behind. He's got so much pace and power, Declan. When he gets going and starts running, it's very hard to live with him, but I don't think we've seen it enough. Certainly the second half. First half they got a lot of joy with it. Second half no one's tried it once yet. Thomas Partey to take a long throw. Saw a few of these in the first half. Arches the back, hurls it in. Not the best, knocked away by Doué, but then second ball clipped back out towards Partey. Partey getting it away from Doué. Inside the penalty area for Timber. Back for Thomas Partey again. Partey trying to roll it square and Pacho got it away. Didn't make the most of a good situation there, Arsenal. Back it comes for Saliba. He's hit it in deep towards the far post. Rice is waiting near the penalty spot. Marino's got it and play the ball between the legs of Martinelli straight out for a goal kick. And Arsenal need a more clinical edge to them when they're in and around the edge of the PSG penalty area. Because the good news is, Benny, they're now seeing more of the ball in the kind of areas they wanted, but they're just not doing enough with it.
No, Thomas Partey in that scenario there does really well. Gets into the box, works it really well, little chop, and then he almost gets caught in between. Like, do I shoot? Do I pass it? And in the end, he did neither. Like, he almost tried a little powder puff pass to Odegaard, which was never really on. But again, as you said there, Arsenal doing well to get into those scenarios. At some point, though, it's all really good getting in there and creating the chances. Someone has to take an opportunity.
Kvaratskhelia has gone down in front of us, and it's going to be a PSG free kick. A reminder that tomorrow, coming your way on TalkSport at 1, the announcement of the British and Irish Lions squad. That's for the tour of Australia, which you can only hear on the TalkSport network. That announcement at 1 o'clock tomorrow, with Paul Hawksby and Charlie Baker show coming live from the O2 Arena. Andy Farrell and Ben Kay will be giving us their thoughts. We'll find out that squad together. 1 o'clock, Paul and Charlie tomorrow here on TalkSport, which is the only place on national radio to listen to the British and Irish Lions. And talking about what else is coming up, don't forget you can follow the Lionesses in Switzerland this summer with live commentary of every England game of the Women's Euros on TalkSport. Arsenal a goal down, looking for an equaliser. There'll be another long throw from Partey, launched inside the box. Marino going up for it, didn't get there. First contact and second contact from a PSG player. Doué then ran straight to a Odegaard-shaped brick wall. PSG trying to get it forward. Saliba making a little bit of a mess of trying to get there, and the referee claimed that Barker had pulled him down. I think it's fair to say Luis Enrique didn't agree with that. Just judging by his reaction, he was literally hopping mad. Rice at the other end, corner, is it? No, just kept in by Saka with a looping cross that went right through the 6-yard box. Comes out for Saka again. Saka on the right side of the area, left-footed corner, good save. That was heading for the top left-hand corner. It's a stunning stop from Donnarumma. Former PSG defender Jerome Rotten is sitting just in front of us, and he was up on his feet applauding. That was a sensational stop from Donnarumma.
That was what you call world-class save from Donnarumma, because Saka does everything right. Because he's gone to his right and his left so many times, Mendes doesn't know what way he's going to go. He just dinks inside the box and tries to feed into that top left-hand right-hand corner. What a save that was from Donnarumma.
It would have been a controversial goal. In comes the corner. Partey at the far post, trying to keep it alive. Can't quite do so. Saka's got it, it's gone down. Referee says no foul. Kvaratskhelia waves him back up. The counter-attack is on here. Hakimi bringing it forward. Hakimi towards Doué. Doué back for Hakimi inside the penalty area. Shot that took a deflection off Lewis Skelly. And that fired it down towards Raya's near post, but he was able to dive to his right and claim it. I don't think the VAR are still having a look at that penalty incident. Saka going down. Kvaratskhelia was absolutely convinced it was a dive, and he told Saka exactly that. The PSG unable to make the most of anything on the counter-attack. It's opening up.
I think Saka's reaction as well told us that he didn't really believe that he was fouled. I mean, as you said there, Kvaratskhelia was not happy with the fact that Saka went down there, but again, it was good play from Arsenal, getting the ball into Saka in another good area. He just miscontrolled it, which is why he then felt he had to go down to try and draw that penalty.
Martinelli on the left flank, level with the edge of the PSG penalty area. Still plenty of time for Arsenal, if they can score relatively quickly, get back within one. They'll feel that they've got a decent chance. Not too many signs that Saka effort apart of that first goal coming at the moment. Now he's coming off the left flank this time and can't find a way through. Marino has fouled Neves, and it's going to be a inspection of that penalty incident. Wow. Is this the passport back in for Arsenal? A potential penalty actually for handball.
I didn't see anything with that. I thought it was going back to the original Saka.
Yep, so did I, but we haven't got a clear view of our monitors here. As the ball was played inside the penalty area at the other end, it would be a PSG penalty, not an Arsenal penalty. And it's going to be given, I think. penalty and a chance for them to all but wrap it up. Erdegaard is speaking to the referee and he's saying, where do you want him to have his arms? But they're deemed to be in an unnatural position as Lewis Skelly has turned. The ball has judged to have hit his arm, and it's going to be a penalty to PSG. And if they score this, you can't make a case for Arsenal.
You can't. I mean, I feel for Lewis Skelly because, I mean, what's he supposed to do in that scenario? But I always think, Jim, as well, look at the attacker's reaction to the shot. No one puts their hand up and says, it's a penalty. No one even thinks it's a penalty at all, a handball. No one does anything. The fact that now they've gone back and checked it, I mean, it's an awful decision for Arsenal to concede. And I have a bit of sympathy for Lewis Skelly. But in those type of scenarios, when you try and make yourself a little bit bigger, you always run that risk of that if it hits your hand in European football, the European laws, it necessarily gets given as a penalty.
It's a terrible law. It's a terrible law. When they invented the handball rule, it wasn't to stop things like that, to punish things like that. The referee and the VAR, I think, have probably implemented a substandard law correctly.
Yeah, agreed.
But that should never be a penalty for handball.
I think it was either Kvaratskhelia or Doué that had the shot, and they didn't even appeal for it.
No. Wow, this is one of the biggest moments of David Raya's career. He's got to save this, you feel, if Arsenal are going to have any chance. Because with the quarter of the second leg to go, if PSG score here and go 3-0 up on aggregate, that would feel like the end. Arsenal are going to make changes before the penalty is taken. We're going to see Calafiori coming on for Lewis Skelly, and Trossard is on for Martinelli. So an Arsenal double change. But before they kick the ball, will Arsenal be 2 or 3 down on aggregate?
Number 49, Lewis Skelly is replaced by number 33, Calafiori.
It's Vitinha standing on the edge of the penalty area. He's going to run up and hit this right-footed. He's creeping towards the ball, trying to commit. David Raya, who saves! Diving to his left. Terrible penalty. Dive to his left, tips it round the post. And Arsenal just about hanging in there.
That is a fantastic save from David Raya because he waits. Usually in that scenario, when you amble up to the ball, you're waiting for the goalkeeper to just go to one side and you casually roll it in the other. And because David Raya doesn't move at all, Vitinha's got a choice to make. He opts to go to David Raya's left and keep it low. Because he hasn't run up quick enough to generate that power, it gives David Raya that chance. It's a fantastic save and it's brave from David Raya. Just held his position, held his ground, waited for Vitinha to make the decision. It's a brilliant save.
What a moment. David Raya saving a penalty from Vitinha. And it's still 1-0 on the night and 2-0 on aggregate. Here comes Dembele on to replace Barker. Makes his way inside the penalty area now. Just over 20 minutes to go. Arsenal still only, in inverted commas, 2 down on aggregate. That's thanks to David Raya saving a Vitinha penalty. Arsenal, having made those changes in personnel, have got to repel this corner, which comes in from the right flank, swung in towards the edge of the 6-yard box and easily headed away. Out towards Vitinha poking it forward. Dembele out on the left-hand side of the box. First contribution from him is to win a throw. Arsenal claiming that it hit Dembele last, it didn't. Timber unable to make a case there, and the throw is taken by Mendes. Mendes goes back for Vitinha to Pacho. The Ecuadorian behind him for Marquinhos. Brazilian clipping it forward into a little bit of space in the midfield. It's only temporary respite for Arsenal. So having survived that, they've now got to make the most of it at the other end. Rice controlling it, flicked out towards the left-hand side. Calafiori, Trossard trying to come forward. Trossard trying to make something happen. Can't get there inside the penalty area before Ruiz. PSG bring it away. Arsenal are now gambling. They're going to have to commit more bodies forward more readily, and as a result of that, they are leaving themselves susceptible to a counter-attack, but needs must. The risk-reward balance has got to change with 20 minutes to go, and Arsenal needing 2. Marino wanted to make a run from inside his own half, but the through ball wasn't forthcoming. Ødegaard works it back. It's left for Partey, now down towards Saka. Saka coming in off the right flank, running towards the edge of the box. Still he's got it, checks back inside. Coutinho back facing him up. Nuno Mendes is there as well. Saka laying it back for Timber. Back he goes to Saliba. Saliba to Kivior inside the centre circle. It's got Calafiori back on the field for Arsenal after 8 weeks out through injury. He went the other way towards Ødegaard and he didn't control it. Kvaratskhelia can bring it forward. And he's very quickly inside the Arsenal penalty area, but he's pulled back. Oh, Partey guilty of ball watching. He's lost it. Hakimi 2-0, and that is that. And he's just taken a Thomas Partey error and they've been undone. Guilty, waiting for the ball to come his way, and it didn't. Hakimi does the rest, and Arsenal are surely out. 3 down on aggregate with 18 minutes to go, and it's going to be PSG rather than the Gunners who will have the crack at winning their first ever Champions League in Munich against Inter Milan. PSG 2, Arsenal 0, and that, I'm afraid, is going to be bonsoir au revoir.
Before you talk about Thomas Partey, the finish from Hakimi is absolutely sensational because he's got no backlift. He just sets himself on the edge of the box and he just feeds it into that far corner into David Raya's left foot. I mean, there's no backlift at all. Just takes one touch, opens his body out and just fires it into that far corner. But Thomas Partey, lapse in concentration. You're on the edge of your own box. Just clear it. Don't try and be too clever with it. Don't try and control it. You clear it up the pitch. The whole team gets up, and then you go and try and get yourself back into the game. You don't hand it to PSG. But for Hakimi, it's a fantastic finish to the goalkeeper's left-hand corner. Great goal, 2-0 PSG, 3-0 in aggregate. You think the game's done?
Well, PSG will make a change. Doué's come off and Lucas Hernandez has come on. He has played the final before. He was runner-up back in 2016 in his Atletico Madrid days. And only 3 minutes after Raya saved that penalty, he's been beaten by Hakimi. And Arsenal have 17 minutes and they've got to get 3 without reply just to take it to extra time. The party has started at the Parc des Princes. All around us, they're on their feet. Fans, journalists, broadcasters, former players, all basking in this their moment, they believe. Runners-up in 2020 when they lost the final to Bayern Munich, and 5 years on, now it seems they've got the passport to Munich to have a crack at Inter to win this for the very first time. Slip by Calafiori goes unpunished as he was waiting to control a long ball that had been played forward, dropped past him straight through for David Raya. 74 gone, PSG 2, Arsenal 0, 3-0 on aggregate.
Yeah, I mean, Arsenal shooting themselves in the foot there. I mean, David Raya making a really good save from the penalty from Coutinho, but then all of a sudden you think, right, Arsenal, you've been let off there, go and get yourself, settle down, go and get yourself the equaliser. Thomas Partey ambling, lack of concentration, lack of awareness, you have to say, tactical awareness, gives the ball away. And again, when you play at this level against players like this, it doesn't matter if it's the centre forward or the fullback, as we've seen there. Hakimi takes one touch and knows exactly what he's going to do with it, and he just passes it with a hard side foot into that far corner, David Raya's left-hand corner. It's a lovely finish, and again, that's taken the game away from Arsenal.
Well, he scored against PSV and Villa, and he's now scored tonight. The Champions League goal of a 7-goal campaign for Achraf Hakimi, the Spanish-born Moroccan international.
Jim, I just wonder if because he's had a look and seeing it's now Trossard that he's up against and not Martinelli, he's not so much worried about the pace. Because the moment Martinelli went off, he started to creep a little bit further forward, he started to make a few more runs in behind. It's almost like he said, well listen Marquinhos, 1v1, you can deal with it, he's not going to outrun you. Martinelli's a different story. Calafiori. Look, Trossard is not.
Well, he's got past Marquinhos here, and Saka comes on to it, and side puts it in. There's the first of the three they need. Bukayo Saka with the goal, and maybe, just maybe, a glimmer, a faint glimmer of light at the end of a dark tunnel for Arsenal here. Saka with the goal. 3 minutes after it looked as though they were out, they've got just the merest hint of hope again.
Yes, great play from Trossard. I'm not sure if it's a foul or if they're going to give the foul, but Trossard does really well because Marquinhos is in charge of the situation. He just gives him a little bump in his back and wins it, and it's fair play to Saka. Finally, he gets himself in there, and then it's a little ricochet, a little rebound. He reacts really well and taps it in the empty net.
Yep, goal stands. They had a look at it, but the goal stands, and Trossard certainly didn't outrun Marquinhos, maybe outmuscled him. It was great desire from him. So 14 minutes to go. We're in the same situation again. Arsenal needing to score and then just giving themselves a little bit of hope. Of course, the problem is that more minutes have been run off the clock now. 14 minutes left. This game brought to you in partnership with TNT Sports, the home of European football. 2-1 to PSG. Saka attacking across from the left-hand side. Drolled all the way through. Donnarumma is furious. He's raced out of his 6-yard box. There's a massive inquest between him and two of the PSG players as just how easy it was for that cross to come in.
It was a great cross as well from Moreno, but unfortunately, because it was Saka coming in, you needed it to be Moreno to come onto it and get ahead on it. But Arsenal giving themselves a chance now. I know there's only 14 minutes left, but you've got to keep believing, keep making PSG defend, but don't make mistakes. Don't give them another goal.
Raya's really advanced starting position means that he can deal with the long ball that was played forward. When it went through to him, the referee said that there was no advantage after an earlier foul in PSG territory, which has given them a free kick that Vitinha obviously is in no hurry to take. You're listening to PSG Arsenal in the Champions League. It's live on TalkSport with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Rent from the best lineup in the UK. Enterprise has all the vehicles your business needs with the flexibility to rent for minutes or months. I'll tell you something, Arsenal score in the next 6 or 7 minutes here, you never know, and they've won possession back cheaply on the edge of the PSG penalty area. Erdegaard trying to backheel it in after great work from Rice. Easy to say from here, it wasn't the right option, wasn't playing the percentages there, it's just hit and hope and it didn't come off. Raya drives one forward, Timber flicking it on, but behind Saka and not close enough to Marino. PSG get it forward and Partey kills it instantly on his right foot, finds Kivior. Partey just dropping in at right back now. That's given Timber more license to come forward down this near touchline. Another attacking option. Trossard's been lively since coming on. He's given them a different set of questions to think about, but he's given them plenty to think about. Now Calafiori, the ball in Saka! Oh, he's missed it! It's come to him on the half volley. Donnarumma coming out has done enough to distract him. Saka's taken his eye off the ball and he snatched it on the half volley and missed the target. Hits the target, there he scores, and it's 2-2.
And it's a great cross from Calafiori, but I think Saka, he's just taking his eye off it. I think he thinks Donnarumma's going to come out and get it, or the defender's going to clear it, and when Donnarumma misses it, it's like a lack of concentration, and you don't expect that from someone like Saka because he's anticipated that. That's what got him his goal, getting in there. There's a few ricochets and he puts it in the empty net. That one there, it's just a lapse in concentration. He thinks Donnarumma's got it, and when he misses it, gets too much on it and it goes over the bar. But what an opportunity there for Arsenal.
Well, he's already scored his 70th Arsenal goal tonight, and it should have been followed by his 71st within 5 minutes. 2-1 Arsenal trail on the night, the 3-1 down on aggregate. Now they're coming forward, and I wouldn't say that PSG are panicking, but I think that they can realise the enormity of the situation if they were to concede again, and they're just coming back in their shell a little bit. Nuno Mendes wins it back, plays it out towards Kvaratskhelia, who's on the right now. Fabian Ruiz coming forward unmarked on the left-hand side. Kvaratskhelia rolls him in. He's inside the penalty, he's pulled it back. Raya makes the save as shot comes in from Dembele, and Partey heads the ricochet away. Dembele's going to win it back. there's a big challenge coming in the midfield. It's Marino who's the perpetrator of that, and a free kick, probably just about in shooting territory after a bulldozing challenge on Neves. So this is dead centre, or dead central, I beg your pardon, and it's about 14 yards outside the penalty area. PSG 2, Arsenal 1, 9 minutes plus stoppage time to go. Arsenal need to get 2. But if you're a glass half full Arsenal fan, from what you've seen the last 5 or 6 minutes, you might just think that given a trailing wind and everything falling your way, it could happen.
Well, Calafiori and Trossard have made a big difference on that left-hand side. I think it'd be more to feet because of that lack of pace now on that side, but Calafiori's getting in there. Trossard done really well for the goal as well. Calafiori set up Saka for that big chance as well. They've given him a real impact on that left-hand side.
10 o'clock tonight. Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy taking your call at the sports bar. Free kick taken quickly. And Hakimi blasting it just a foot or so wide.
Yeah, some strike from there, but to beat David Raya from there, you have to ask some serious questions about the goalkeeper. There's no way she's getting beat from a free kick from 40 yards.
As I say, O'Hara and Cundy taking your calls on the sports bar tonight. Arsenal fans, how, if you go out, do you regard your season? If you were to finish second and get to a Champions League semi-final. Here's Rice, deemed to be onside. Fires the first cross straight at the turning Nuno Mendes. Gets it back again. Back it goes from him to Saliba. Saliba to Partey to Ødegaard. Ødegaard edge of the penalty area, trying to tiptoe his way through. Rice is then beaten, and Nuno Mendes can bring it away. Long left-footed direct ball out towards the right-hand side. Kvaratskhelia letting him run. Keane coming onto it, puts it straight out of play. Arsenal will make another change here. White for Timber. Yep, that is the change. White coming on. They got Timber back fit enough to start tonight. They've got 80-odd minutes out of him, but Ben White comes on for the final 8 minutes of normal time. Yeah,
Timber's got a real shifting, to be fair. He's got up and down. He's defended, I think, quite well as well. But now it's Ben White's turn. Do you know what I mean? He's got that connection with Saka. I mean, certainly the last couple of seasons, them two have been telepathic. They're going to need that now.
Coutinho's been fouled. Free kick to Arsenal, to PSG, I beg your pardon, 4 or 5 yards inside their own half. Coutinho standing over the ball, but he's in no hurry to take this, as you would well expect with the game in this current situation. Back from Coutinho to Neves. He's gone back for Pacho. He just drives it forward, left-footed towards halfway. A clever little layoff from Fabian Ruiz. Dembele, who draws Arsenal players out of position with the way that he plays the number 9 role. Just dropping deep all the time. Does so then, and then ball quickly swept out to the Parisian right. Hakimi wins a throw. PSG from here, it's just all about ball retention and managing the situation as best they can with time quickly running out. We've got 6 plus, I would guess, 4 to be added on. Ball played over the top. Trossard chasing after it. The bounce was unkind for him. Knocked away by Marquinhos. Every clearance being cheered roundly and warmly by the Parisian faithful. Hakimi working it out towards his right-hand side. Arsenal having to push bodies forward, always leaving space at the back. Oh, the ball has inexplicably beaten Saliba. Hakimi running onto it. He's laid it back. Kvaratskhelia. Saliba made sure that he didn't dive in with the challenge there. Georgian coming back outside the penalty area, down towards the corner flag. He's still got it. Saliba having a little nibble to try and win it back. Can't win it back. PSG able to flick it down the touchline, then back towards the dead ball line, goes out of place, a goal kick, and Kvaratskhelia will do what he can to stop the ball being thrown back quickly for Raya to restart play. And he threw Calafiori to the deck for a moment. Is he going to get a yellow card for that? Yes, he did. Well, they both got a yellow card. Calafiori caution for his reaction. Scalia and Calafiori both booked. 5 to go.
Yeah, a little bit over that side there. Scalia trying to use his body, and of course Calafiori trying to win it off him there. A little bit of needle afterwards. I don't think it was necessary for both of them to be booked. I mean, you're talking about the last 5 minutes of the game. I think it's been quite a well-mannered, well-refereed game as well, so there's no need really there to brandish the 2 yellow cards for the 2 players.
Looked like Hernandez pushed Saka. Referee says play on, and now Saka gets booked for dissent, and a free kick's been given against him. There was a really angry reaction from him. It was petulant. I think it was justified in terms of what he was saying. You can only imagine that it wasn't in terms of the manner in which he said it. He overstepped the mark, and so Saka is booked for dissent. And it certainly looks as though he was pushed by Hernandez. 86 on the clock. PSG 2, Arsenal 1 on the night. Hardly a PSG supporter that isn't on their feet. Only the big wigs sat immediately in front of us. Everybody else is up, willing PSG over the line. Coutinho taking the free kick, easily headed away by Ben White. Goes out to play for another throw. Mikel Arteta is waving his hands at the referee and is pointing at a watch on his left wrist, complaining about the time wasting that's going on, which actually doesn't feel as though there is that much of it in the grand scheme of things. Donnarumma gets the ball away. Heading back out for a throw which will be taken over on the far touchline by Hakimi.
Last 5 minutes, Arsenal haven't been able to get the ball down and really build on that. I know it was a big chance from Saka, but it's turned a little bit bitty. They haven't got the ball down, made PSG defend really. It's been a little bit stop-start.
Ramos is going to be coming on in a moment for PSG. Possibly for Scalia. Ball work forward by Arsenal again, looking for Ødegaard. Shoveled away from him. Out for a throw that will be taken on the Arsenal left. It's actually going to be a double change. First man off is actually Nuno Mendes. So Ramos on for him. Mendes, who actually played pretty effectively after that early yellow card. Is it just going to be the one? It is just going to be the one. Looked for a moment as though they were going to be making a double change, but Ramos comes on. Ramos has scored a World Cup hat-trick, you'll remember, for Portugal against Switzerland. Long throw from Arsenal from that left-hand side. Headed away by Ramos. Good first touch from him. Back out towards Thomas Partey. Partey's delivery coming in at the far post was White. It was a difficult chance for him to make anything of it under pressure from Hernandez. And it goes out of play for a goal kick. And then there's a big chest bumps between Hernandez and his goalkeeper. And they then turn and try and whip the crowd up some more. They know they're nearly there. They know their destiny now is a place in the final. Barring a miraculous Arsenal fight back and stunning late Parisian collapse. 90 seconds of the 90 minutes remain. Arsenal have got to score twice.
Got to keep believing. I mean, it was unlucky from Ben White there. I think he gets up a fraction early, which is why he can't get the proper contact that he wants on it. But again, as you said there, Arsenal just haven't created enough. The big Saka chance, that was maybe the turning point, because you're thinking you get that 2-2 on the night, all you need is one more. PSG probably get a little bit nervous, but when that goes over the bar, it feels a little bit like the belief kind of went out of the Arsenal performance after that.
I know that not everybody subscribes to XG, but in terms of XG, Arsenal have got thick end of 3 tonight. PSG 1.74, so Arsenal have been a goal better, but not where it matters. PSG have got a throw down by the Arsenal corner flag. By the time the throw is taken, will probably just about be in stoppage time, because they're delaying and delaying as much as they can. Sending Hakimi forward to take this. PSG 2, Arsenal 1. Coutinho seeing a penalty save. We've got 5 minutes left. 5 added minutes. We've seen it before. Minimum of 5 minutes. We have seen sides rescue in implausible circumstances, impossible looking situations. But Arsenal have got to do precisely that. First few seconds of the First of the 5 minutes are up. The ball goes out of play for a goal kick. David Raya's going to take it. It's going to be late, dramatic and spectacular. Raya thumping a long ball forward, going up for it, it's headed down. Saka coming to meet it. Hernandez can mop up and lay it back for his goalkeeper, Donnarumma. Long clearance from him. Headed back down by White. Ødegaard is in there. Ball brought down by Thomas Partey. Taking your calls right now on the sports bar. 08717223344. White, Saka, waiting for the ball from Marino. It's gone back for Partey instead. Space for Arsenal. He's over on the left-hand side with Trossard. They get it out towards him now. Trossard then receiving the ball, coming back inside. Every player in dark blue for PSG is back behind the ball. Dembele doing some chasing. They got it past him. Ødegaard, Ben White, feigning the cross, does that the second attempt, clipping it in. It's a little header that goes wide from Marino. And PSG are nearly there.
Yeah, it's been a little bit too much of that, to be fair. I mean, Moreno, he's probably better off there, so he's trying to help it into an area and hoping that someone would get on that flick, but to try and go from goal from there, it's a difficult header. That's a bit of a goal kick from Donnarumma when you're facing pretty much your own goal. To try and generate that power was always a difficult header, but I think they've been on the cusp, Arsenal, other than the Saka chance. There's not been really too many. Ødegaard with the fantastic strike in that first half and great save. I just don't think they've created enough.
Forward, dresses the ball now, hits it forward, right footed. 3 minutes of stoppage time left. Arsenal have got to score twice. Raya sending a high ball forward, chested down by Marino. Rice coming onto it, Rice drawing Pacho. He's forced to take it into a wide position. Back through the midfield he comes. Partey down towards Ødegaard. Ødegaard will take it down towards the corner flag. Back from him to Ben White. 4 Arsenal players inside the penalty area. If it's going to happen, they've got to score from this attack and then need a miraculous finish. Partey falling to the feet on the edge of the box, laid back by Rice, played it the way he's facing, and it goes towards Trossard. Trossard onto his right foot, gets into a shooting position, can't get it past enough of the forest of legs in there. It's blocked by Neves, goes out for an Arsenal throw, level the edge of the PSG box.
Great play from Trossard, just took too long to pull the trigger. It was in there, worked it really, really well, but a second before that the gap opened up, just hit it. He took that extra touch and that's what made the PSG defenders kind of converge on him and blocked off all the space.
Partey to take another long throw, but even if Arsenal score now, you'd feel it'll only be a consolation. High ball inside the box, taking a touch, flicked on. Donnarumma's going to be able to pick it up. And in doing so, collapses onto the ball, and then there's an angry reaction from an Arsenal player. And a silly over-the-top reaction to meet that from Marino from Hernandez. Donnarumma back on his feet. 90 seconds left. PSG are going to be winning on the night as well as on aggregate. Donnarumma drives it forward. Goes over Ben White's head. Straight out of play for a throw. But it's a throw that is midway inside Arsenal territory. White taking that throw, finding Rice, takes it down on his chest. He lays it back, flicked out towards the left-hand side, trying to get Calafiori forward. Hakimi's beaten into it. Hakimi's going to be able to keep it in. And will just work his square towards Dembele, and all PSG have got to do is keep possession. They're inside the final minute of the 5 added. Ball laid back for Pacho. He's back inside his own half. Donnarumma's on for him. Ødegaard trotting after that, making sure that Donnarumma plays it forward. He does, but gets it 60 yards upfield, all the way through towards David Raya. The dream on the cusp of ending. Here's White, clip forward, good run forward from Saka. Saka inside the penalty area, drives it square, Marino can't get to that, goes out of play for a PSG throw. More fist bumps, chest bumps, but this throw is going to be the last Arsenal attack. They've run out of time. Partey to take it, if indeed he's got time to take it. Opportunity for him to launch one inside the box, but Arsenal know that they are done. This is not their night. This is not their season, and they're out of the Champions League. There's just something about this city that does not agree with the Gunners. City that's seen them beaten in 2 European finals and which has now denied them the opportunity to make it through to a second Champions League final. And there were moments tonight where they were great, where they were almost at their best, but they couldn't make them count. Didn't score in the opening 15-20 minutes when they were on top. Survived the warning of Kvaratskhelia hitting the post, but as soon as Fabian Ruiz gave PSG the lead, Arsenal fans knew that they were staring down the barrel. Raya saved the penalty, Hakimi made it all but impossible, Saka gave them a little bit of hope, but in their heart of hearts Arsenal fans knew at that stage that there was unlikely to be way back, and so it proved. It's PSG that will be going to Munich to take on Internazionale with a chance of winning their first Champions League. And for Arsenal fans, those dreams of a maiden Champions League triumph go on again into next season. It's finished at the Parc des Princes. PSG 2, Arsenal 1, 3-1 to Paris Saint-Germain on aggregate.